Hi guys, this is your TA Muhammad Ubaidullah. I'm here to explain a little bit about Lab 3B. Uh, in this lab is actually very similar to the Lab 3A which you had in the previous week. So in the second part of Lab 3, students are required to implement and test. So in the previous lab, you actually simulated the ALU, and in this lab, you are required to implement it on the board, on the DE2 board, using switches, LEDs, and the 7 segment display. So we have already implemented 32-bit ALU. In this lab, we are going to tune it down a bit and make it 8-bit ALU, so that our board can actually show all 8 bits and the control signals for that. So original design, so this is what you are required to do. You should take the original design for the lab 3A part 1 and convert it to 8-bit version, which can easily achieve by changing the 32 bits. Alright, so this is the circuit which you are required to implement. So in here, this ALU, this part you have already designed, except that everything is same: 0, carry, ALU operation. This, all of these 3 signals are same, but A to ALU, this is instead of 32 bits, it is 8 bits, and B is actually 8 bits instead of 32 bits, and the result is 8 bits. And also the circuitry is changed directly from A. It doesn't the signal doesn't go in there. It first goes into the 7 segment driver. 7 segment driver is a fancy name. It's just another entity or another design which controls the 7 segment display, and it can take in 8 bits and show it using two 7 segment displays. So here you can see hex 7 and hex 6 will show A, hex 5 and hex 4 will show B, and hex 0 and 1 will show the result. So the ALU operation, those 3 bits of ALU would control the whether you want to do AND, whether you want to do add, whether you want to do or NOR, all those operations are controlled by switches from 0 to 2. So in on your board, the switch is 0 is actually starting from the right. So from right, switch 0 to 2 will be assigned to ALU operation. So from the lab lab part 1, we know that if all the switches are 0, that means you are requiring to do AND. If all the switch 0 is 1 and switch 1 and 2 are 0, you are telling the ALU to do OR. So that's the whole idea about the ALU. So let me do it in front of you so that you have a better idea of what is going on. So here I create a new quarters prime project. Name of this project, I'll choose another folder. So lab 3B tutorial, empty project, and then here I can add in files, but let's do it later. So I'll choose 4E, uh, the uh, chip number you can choose from the lab 1, same one. I think it is given somewhere here. Yeah, this one. So name filter, select that. So make sure you have none selected here, then finish. So that is your project. So we created this folder. Inside here we have a fresh new project. Until now we don't have any files. So I'll go to the previous lab and I'll copy the adder, 32-bit adder, AND unit, uh, compound ALU. Remember, this is my top level entity in which I have, this is the 32-bit ALU. This is the full adder, 1-bit full adder. This is left shift. We require all of this to work. So we will copy all of the components. We will not copy simple ALU, that's not required. So all of these components will copy and then paste into our new project. So by just copy pasting it, I actually did not import it into the project. So our project still does not know where the files are. So for that, you can go into project and add or remove files, and then select the directory, and in here you select all of those files and just click OK. Now I just added all of these files in there. So before in this lab we are required to change the 32-bit operation into 8-bit operation. So 32-bit was 31 down to 0, so 8-bit will be 7 down to 0, 7 down to 0. Wherever there is 31, replace it with 7. Wherever there is 30, replace it with 6. So 7. So we have modified this one. I'm keeping the name as same. It doesn't matter about the name, even though it says 32 bits. It's actually not. We know that we changed it. So let's go to the OR unit, and I'll do the same thing here. 7, 7, 7, and that's it. Same goes with NOT. 7, 7. So in here also 7 and 7. Remember, the selection will still remain same because we still have 8 inputs. So in here we are required to change this here, and remember we have 32 Z's. So now that Y is actually not 32-bit long, it's just 8 bits long. So we need only 8 Z's. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Same goes here. Change it to 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 31 goes to 7, 7. Rest looks okay. Alright, then left shift. This is also 7, 7. This is 6. This is 7, and 0 remains same. Right. Full adder. You don't need to change this because this is 1 bit. So 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Remember, compound ALU will be difficult because you have many 31s. You can even do find replace all, but I'm afraid to do that. Maybe it changes something else also. 7, 7. So in here, remember again, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I think the rest is correct. And then same 8. And remember, I'm keeping the name same, but actually they are not 32-bit. So here's the tricky part where you have these wiring for all 32 full adders. I'll change, remember we had 31 down to 0, we had 31 down to 0, but here we do 6 down to 0 because we only need 7 wires. We don't need 8 wires. So up till this point where the wire 7 is used, we don't have wire 7, we have up till wire 6. So I'll remove after this everything, and I'll copy C out, paste it there, and that's it. So we A in 0 down to 7, B 0 down to 7, and then wire 0 to 6. Same here, 6 wire, we only need 6 wires, and the last C out will be C out. So that's it for the adder. We changed the adder, 32-bit adder, and made it 7-bit adder. So after that, if I switch back to the lab manual, it says that the entity for 7-segment driver and the pin assignment and the top lab 3B entity is already provided to you. So what I will do here is actually go to my home directory, go into courses, COE 608, labs, lab 3B, and these are the 3 files. So I'll download them, and I'll download them into the into the directory which I just created, lab 3 beta. So okay, and they are downloaded now. So again, I just downloaded them, but they are not here. So just go into project, add remove files, and then select that one. And then there were two entities we just added. So one is lab 3 underscore b, and the other one is 7 segment display. So I'll do that. Okay, and now they are added to my here. So they are here. This is a 7 segment display. This PSDL file actually implements the same 7 segment logic which you had to implement in microprocessors when you had to turn on certain LEDs inside the 7 segment for different so to display 0 you have to turn on 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 of the LEDs, and one is off. So this is inverted logic. That's why these 7 are 0 and then 1 is on. So 0 means on. This is inverted logic. 7 segment displays are inverted on the board. So this actually 7 segment display actually takes data in. So it takes 8-bit data, and then it shows using 2 segments. It shows that data. So for example, when you have 8 bits, the value in decimal can go up to 256. In hex, you can easily show that using FF. So in hex 256 will be FF. So that FF will be displayed on 2 of those segments. So on your board, each 2 of the segments will show A, 2 segment will show B, 2 segment will show the result. So now that we have all of this, remember that our top level entity should be this file, that lab3b, which we just downloaded. It has switches, it has 2 7 segment displays for displaying the A, displaying B, displaying the result, and displaying the operation. And then we are going to use green LEDs for displaying the carry out and displaying here carry out and 0 flag. We are going to use LEDs for that. So everything is actually described for you here. The thing which you need to change is this one. So you have component ALU8. So this ALU8 is actually not our component. We have compound ALU. So my entity, whatever your file name is, copy this compound ALU and paste it here. And now I know that my port AB is correct, but OP is not OP. In my, it's called operation. So what I will do is copy entire port definition and then paste it here. So that is not just what I need to change. I need to go down there and change it here also. So A is correct, B is correct, but here I have operation, and then result is correct, 0 is correct, but here I have carry out. And then again, it's not ALU, it's not called ALU8, it's called compound ALU. So whatever your entity name is, change that there. And then after that, now that we have everything here, the software still does not know what is hex 1, what is hex 0. These are just wires for now. They are not actually connected to the pins on the board. So your FPGA, let me draw it here. Your FPGA right now has these wires inside which are showing the, so let me say these are now many wires, hex 0 and hex 1. So they have these the wires, and then we have 2 hex displays on the board. So these are hex displays on the board, and they have some pins coming out, and then they are wired to the pins underneath the FPGA. So for now, what we have done is actually made our ALU, and then ALU is now connected to these hexes. But still we haven't done this part. This part is pin assignment. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to take these internal wires and connect them to the actual pins on the FPGA. That's why it's called pin assignment. So those pins are actually on the board. They are actually hardwired using the PCB. They are hardwired to these 7 segment displays. So this part is actually pin assignment. So one way you could do is that you could manually go in, find the pins for this lab 3B, and then assign it using manually. Another intelligent way and easier way to do this is just go into assignments and import assignment. Remember the file, we downloaded 3 files. One of them was actually pin assignment file. So for you, we have already provided a file in which all the pin assignments are already described. You just need to open this file and import it. So that's all you need to do, and hit compile. Let's see if it runs completely and there's no error. And that's it for the lab. This is what you need to do. Let me see, there it is. Yeah, so after you do that, see, even I forget to do this. Right click lab 3B, set as top level entity, and then so this is all you need to do for this lab. I hope this explanation helps you. And for this lab again, there are some stuff explained to you in here. You should read them, you should understand them. I can ask you questions regarding that. And this is what you need to do. You need to provide printed copy of your modified top level entities, top level 8-bit ALU VHDL files, and demonstrate the correct operation of your ALU, which means when I come and come around to see the demos, you have to flip the switches and show me it is adding, it is subtracting, it is doing or, it is doing and. So you have to show to me those things. I hope this video helps you, and please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions, and thank you very much.